Hello, this is Katie. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time or your first video, I am doing a video every day in May. That die set is the letterboard die set from Sugar Pea Designs. I just got that. And this is day 4. And I also kind of wanted to go along with the coffee theme. I know there's a coffee lovers blog hop. I don't really know how to participate or what it's about. I'm going to read about it today because I just haven't had time. And I know it happens, I think, like once a year, maybe more than that. So these are the coffee sets that I have. I have one from Pink and Main. I'm pretty sure that's Pink and Main. And then Newton's Nook. But I'm going to use the Fawn Thinks a Latte. Because I want to use the rounded cup and the textured, their textured embossing powder. I'm going to be using that with the heart foam. So I told my husband that I wanted to make a card with this letterboard. He just got his own actual letterboard because he has wanted one for so long. So he's been putting stuff on it and he hung it up on our wall. And so I asked him, I said, it needs to be coffee themed. What should it say? And he said, I love you, a latte. So that's what it's going to say. I pre-cut the board and I pre-cut, I think I only needed 2 sets of the letters to do it, so that was good. The whole alphabet is just one die because they know you're going to need a lot of letters, and they come out pretty easily, so I was happy for that. And then I just have a little dish where I keep the extras. I'll probably find better storage for that because that's actually like a kitchen dish bowl. I'm just using E35 and E33, even though I'm going to cover this up with the foam stamp and the textured white. I'm still coloring it in and blending it out for what appears behind it. And so just blending that out quickly. And then I hadn't picked colors for the coffee cup yet. So that's what I was doing right now. It took me a minute because I was looking up at my hex chart. And so I ended up going with, I think I start coloring before I show you. But I can't remember the 2 colors because I've already put them away. I think I show you here. BG34 and BG11, which is kind of like up above this one on the chart. So they actually worked pretty well together. So BG34 and BG11. And I'm just using kind of the flicking method on the spherical things. This works really well as a coloring method for me, and it actually makes it look really cool, especially if you're only using 2 colors to blend. So I'm just blending that out. I showed you BG11, which is Moon White. And then just doing a little bit of blending on the handle. I don't really know how to do that, so I usually just do 2 dark spots on the handle and then the lighter one in the middle. So then I'm going to, I think right now I'm going to do the embossing. So I do the embossing, but then I set it aside and I die cut it later because I want the embossing to dry and not be fresh before I throw it through the die cutter. I probably should have done that part first, but so I'm just using the heart foam, and I think these came out at this around the same time, the textured white embossing powder, so it looks a little more fluffier. I'm just using my little embossing buddy there to destaticify it. I think the textured white came out the same time as this set because it was meant to be the foam on the coffee, among other things. I think you can use it for like snow and other stuff. And if you ever want to draw with clear ink, there's a Versamark pen where you can just draw your own clear ink and then put embossing powder on top of that. So I think I'm just getting a piece of printer paper to put under it so that I can catch the powder and put it back into the container. And just run it over a couple times, and I usually just try and gently tap it off from the back so I don't lose any of the detail. and I was just smashing a big crumb that had come out to make it smaller. So I put it back, and then I will wipe off all of the powder so I don't melt any to my craft mat. And then I'm just holding this off to the side and heating it up before I use it. The craft mat underneath that I use, I actually got on Amazon. They're cheaper than the I think it's Ranger craft sheets, non-stick sheets. But on Amazon you can get like 3 for $8 or something like that. They're just kind of like, I think just non-stick craft, maybe with a K if you search for that. You should be able to find it there. But I think this is my second one because I beat up the first one pretty good, and I still have a third one, so they last quite a while. It is kind of, I've taped it down on like 6 corners, but it keeps kind of moving itself, so it looks a little fluffy in areas. So here I'm just grabbing the die for the cup, and I'm going to set it aside. I'm not die cutting it right now. I just wanted to get it out. And then I'm putting together the card. So the brownish, grayish, and the blue came in a pack of Stampin' Up! Paper. So I don't know the names of them, and I don't think that's Crumb from Stampin' Up! Because it looks a little too gray to me. I could be wrong. But I want to kind of give it like a frame. So I wanted the letterboard, which is just the black piece, to have kind of a frame. And I was going to do craft cardstock for the card base, but these two were just next to each other, and I thought it looked fine. My colored paper situation is not the easiest. They're kind of all stacked on top of each other. I don't have any better storage. And then on the back of this, I was trying to follow the lines because I didn't think this die cut actually cut the slits into it. I thought it was just embossed, so I thought the back would be solid, but I'm trying to run my tape runner along and maybe on every other one. But then it kind of lifted it up, and I didn't want to rip any of these panels off. I did have a spare next to me, but so I think I just decided to just go straight over them to kind of seal them in. So I just put tape runner on the rest of whatever needed sticking down. So I think I'll just go up and down next time and kind of seal them so they don't move around. And you can see a little bit of the blue behind it, I think, if you look closely at the card when it's all done. So yeah, on the top row, you can see a little bit of blue. So I finally grabbed my safety pin to have on hand to unclog all of my stupid glues that keep clogging no matter what I do. I did decide in my last video that I would probably store these upside down as soon as I found something to store them in. So I have all my letters. I think I decided that a couple of them needed their edges scraped from being die cut, so they didn't have those little paper frills on the sides. And picking them up was much more difficult than I wanted it to be. And so I end up pausing here to sort these out because they're just going to take me forever, and I don't want you to have to sit through that. So I'm stopping. And so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to snap my fingers, and they're going to be put in place. I was kind of upset that I use glossy accents, and it's a very quick drying permanent glue, and the A was a little high, but I'm over it. So that's fine. And then I am using my full stick Post-its to send this through my Sidekick. I love these Post-its because the whole back is sticky and it holds down everything. And then I don't have to waste my washi tape. I do have one kind of big roll of washi tape that I don't use that often, so I do use it for holding down die cuts. I just stick it to the back of my hand first so it's not so sticky, or else it'll kind of rip my images. But I finally got a pack of full stick Post-its, so I've been using those. And I just run it through twice. And the Post-its are pretty strong too, obviously, because the whole thing is sticky. But it doesn't hurt the images. So I've popped that out, and then I'm going to put my Sidekick away. And then I want to lift up my foam latte on some foam tape. So I just grabbed a chunk of my wide foam tape, and make sure that the whole cup is supported. The handle doesn't really need to be. And then I'm just going to stick down the cup, and that will be the card. I think the color worked really well with the background blue, and I just thought it was a cute sentiment. So I'll probably be making a lot more of these letterboard cards, but that is the card, and thank you for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow for another video. Bye.